Hey guys, today I'm joined by James, lead vocalist and guitarist of indie rock band the Lenores. Thanks so much for coming along, James. How's it going?
I'm pretty good. I thought you said Indian rock band.
Indie rock band.
I wouldn't be able to pull it off just quietly.
All right, so firstly, in addition to yourself, the Lenores is made up of Sunny, Daniel, and Slade. How'd you meet the other
Mhm.
guys, and how did the Lenores first come about?
Um, it's kind of funny because we're spread quite around,
Mhm.
Sydney and Wollongong. So um, I met Sunny like on a music app, just going through and I'm trying to start a band. I've got like 10 songs or whatever. Do you want to join? And when I originally started talking to Sunny, he said, "Oh, I'm kind of doing my own thing. I've got uh, another guitarist, so we're looking for like a drummer or a bass player or something like that." And I was like, "Okay, whatever. I'll send it through anyway." And yeah, he ended up liking the songs, and so kind of just went, we'll just go with it.
Mhm.
So me and Sunny jammed, and then we looked for a drummer and a bass player, and we swapped around a couple of people, but then we ended up, you know, getting who we have today.
Mhm.
And it's cool because Slade's out past Penrith. Um, Sunny lives at Greenacre where we jam.
Mhm.
I'm in Helensburgh, and Dan is down in Wollongong. So yeah.
Yeah, does that make it difficult with practice and everything then trying to get everyone together?
We do a pretty good job, I think. We try to jam once a week, which we're pretty much doing.
Mhm.
Um, and like I said, we jam in Greenacre, so it's pretty much the middle. As far as we're concerned, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, fair enough. So Nirvana is obviously a massive influence in your music style, but which other artists would you credit for inspiring your sound?
Only Nirvana. No, that's not fair. Nirvana, yeah, are massive, and you can hear it. And like I know we're all to a degree Nirvana fans, but yeah, I'm pretty into it. um, but I listen to a lot of different stuff. Mac DeMarco is cool.
Mhm.
Um, Sonny will laugh when I say this, but there's a guy called Dent May. He's really cool as well. He just put a new album out as well. So good, good time for it. We're all sort of in weird semi lockdown, so I can listen to that. But all sorts of different things. Like I was raised on Metallica mainly,
Mhm.
and that sort of heavier stuff like front end loader and Metallica, that sort of deal. Um, but yeah, if it sounds cool, I don't really mind what genre it is, just
Yeah, it's fair enough. So, as the primary songwriter for the Lenores, what's your creative process when writing a song and coming up with new ideas?
I try not to think about it too much. I think if I'm overthinking it, then you know the chords just won't work, or the melody won't show up, or Um, I try to think about my lyrics a little more than just like when I'm writing songs and stuff like that. If I write a cool chord progression, then that's all good and well, but you can do that in 20 seconds. But
Yeah.
I try not to just have dumb lyrics just for the sake of it.
Mhm. And how long have you been writing lyrics for then, or how long have you been writing music?
um oh, that's a good question. um I think 2015 would have been the first sort of time that I wrote stuff like that I thought, I'll do my own thing and sort of see where I get.
Mhm. Okay, well, seems to be going well so far.
I like to think so.
So earlier this year, the Lenores released their debut album, Child Support, following a number of singles and an EP throughout the 2 years prior. How does it
hmm
finally sharing such a complete and full length piece of work with the world?
Can you please say that last bit again? I missed it.
So how did it feel finally sharing such a full-length, complete piece?
Mm. It was good, because with the EP, it was pretty rough, and it was like, more or less just demos that, I did really quickly and sort of, you know, just so we could put something out there.
Mm,
But with the album and the singles off that, um, it was it could be a little more calculated, and we could, take more time with it and sort of flesh it out how we wanted to and add stuff. And it wasn't such a strict deadline. you
mm.
know we had time to move stuff around and try different things. And yeah.
And what's been the response that you've received from that album so far? Have you had anyone come up to you or message you directly talking about it or?
Yeah, lots of people really like it, which is very nice to hear and surprising sometimes. But lots of people go, "Oh, this one's really good," or "That song's really good," and I think um, I think people appreciate it. And when we do it live, it's obviously going to be different to the album every time. But our live show is something that we work quite hard on, and so people really see it when we're running around and right at the back and standing on tables and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
so,
Okay.
so
And
people appreciate that aspect of it as well.
yeah, definitely. And can you tell me about the inspiration behind the album? So, how did you guys decide on the name Child Sport?
Depends how personal you want to get.
It's up to you.
Um, I don't know, sort of surface level, it's just a cool name. Like it's a bit of a joke sort of thing with the whole car and the license plate is child support.
Mhm,
Um, and that may or may not be a direct correlation to personal experiences.
mhm.
Um, but you can figure that out if you want.
Yeah, that's all right. So going back to your live shows, so I've heard a lot about your live performances and your onstage energy, and I'd love to come
Mm,
with you sometime. But if the Lenores could headline
we'll go to your house.
if the Lenores could headline any event or venue, which would you be most excited for?
Oh, uh, anything, anywhere where people are keen to see us, we'll give them 100% every time. Like I'm not ashamed to say that we've played to like six people sometimes. You
Mm,
know, um, but we give 100%, and those six people end up going, "Oh, damn!" Like that was really good.
mhm.
So obviously, it'd be nice to play to 3.2 billion people, but a- anywhere in between, we're going to be playing the same show. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, that's really good to hear that you're still putting in that same effort into every show. And yeah, no, that's really great. So now, for the first time, you guys have your own upcoming music festival alongside Sonic Sounds called Lennypalooza, which unfortunately had to
Yeah.
be rescheduled due to the coronavirus, but is now set for the 27th of September. How did that discussion get started, choosing to organise such an event alongside Sonic Sounds?
Yeah, so a lot of credit has to go to Sunny. He put a lot of the work in to that sort of, that whole side of, okay, which bands should we get? How should we organize it? Which venue should we go with? And how do we sort of approach them, with that whole idea? So he deserves a lot of credit. I think I just came up with the name and that was it. But no, like for real, there are some really cool bands on there, and a lot of local talent as well, which is great to support.
Mhm.
Um, so we just thought it was a good idea, because we get to pick all these cool bands, and hey, we think these guys are really cool. How about how cool would it be if we got to see them and play on the same show as them?
Mhm.
So yeah, and it also promotes our friends as well who are in other hardworking bands that we played with before. So
Mhm.
um, thought it was a good idea all around.
Yeah, definitely. So, of the lineup, is there anyone you're most excited to work with and see perform at the gig?
Um, yeah, so before coronavirus, that probably would have been like, oh, I haven't seen this band, so I'm keen to see them, or I haven't seen this band or whatever. But I'm just keen to, see a lot of my friends that are in other bands that we haven't, been out to see for a long time.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I'm just keen to see how everyone gets back into it and starts performing and stuff like that after 4 months or 5 months or whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. So, as for actually coordinating the festival and getting artists on board, you mentioned Sunny was obviously a really big part of that, but how heavily involved were you guys as a band in those aspects, and what was that process like, as opposed to Sonic Sound's contribution?
Yep, Sonic sounds great as well. They did a lot of hard work, but for us, it was kind of um, like as a band, we'd sort of go, which bands do we want? Oh, this band's cool, that band's cool, and if we could have had 50 bands on, we'd be able to fill that easily. So it was hard to sort of go, um, you know, we can only have this number, and we're gonna have to go with this band and this band and this band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so that was sort of from our personal experiences performing with these other bands.
Mhm.
Um, that was sort of, we knew that okay, their album sounds good or their EP sounds good, and they're gonna back it up when they're on stage as well. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So do you see, obviously the festival hasn't been yet, but do you see you guys trying to do more of these in the future then, bring more artists together for these events?
Yeah. I haven't sort of brought it up with the other Lennores yet, so they might get mad. Nah, it's recently, like for the child support album, we put pretty much like every CD that we sold, anything like that, any money that people gave us as donations or whatever, we gave to a Wollongong charity called Sassy.
Mhm.
So 100% of every CD that was bought, they got all the money. We put on a big show in Helensburgh where I live. Um, and heaps of people there, and we had a couple of bands play, and us included. And yeah, so I would like for that to be a yearly thing. And I think charities like that need as much support as we can afford to give them,
Mhm.
um because it was kind of the thing of, we don't have $1,000 just to be able to give to a charity. We'd love to give $1 million to them. We don't have $1,000 just to give them straight up. But if we sort of pull our resources and go, we've got all these CDs and we can sell a product and have a big show and people really enjoyed it. And
Mhm.
if we can do all that, that's how we sort of contribute to them. So I would like for that to be a yearly thing. Obviously, coronavirus has to go, but
Yeah.
we'll deal with that when we get there.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you guys are doing a great thing, and I completely support what you guys are doing and hope more people come to gigs and purchase more CDs and other merch.
Yeah.
But lastly, what's next for the Lenores? So you've just put out your album, and you're working on the festival, but is there anything else we can expect from you guys throughout the rest of the year?
Yep. So I had a surprise recording session yesterday.
Mm.
So we, what we're doing, I don't know how much I can say because I'm not really running it, but basically there's going to be a compilation album that is going to come out.
Mhm.
It's there have been two of them already. I think we're up to three. And basically, Ronnie Reckless in Wollongong through Reckless Enterprise puts out these sort of punk 7-inch records,
Mhm.
and they're full of heaps of local talent, and it's 1-minute songs. Um, so we bashed one of those out yesterday, and that'll be coming up soon. So
Mhm.
like, I'm really keen for everyone to hear it because the mix is going to be great, and everything just sounds good, from that studio. So um, also we're working on another little project, which will see us release another single.
Mhm.
Um, can't give too much of that away, but that's going to be a fun one as well.
Mhm.
And we have like anywhere 6, 7, 8 songs ready to go that we've
Okay.
been practicing and working on. So I can't imagine it would be too long before we're in the studio again to do another album.
Yeah, so it definitely sounds like you guys are being busy. But yeah, we can't wait
Yeah,
to see what comes next and hear the new songs. But thank you so much for your time today. It was great having a chat. Wish you guys all the best. And to everyone else watching, definitely purchase an album, send donations. It's all going to a great cause. So all the best with it. And thanks again.
thank you. And if anyone does want to listen to an album, we've got it www.thelenores.com, and you can hear it and play it through before you buy one, just in case you think we suck or whatever. But yeah, they're on our website as well, so you can order them there.
Okay, perfect. We'll add all the links to your socials and the website in the blog post, so definitely go check that out. But thanks again for that. Yeah, so thanks again, James. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one. Bye.